Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Movesets video. Today's video is going to be all about Yanmega, so let's get started by taking a look at this Pokemon's typing, abilities, and stats. So to start things off, Yanmega is a bug-flying type Pokemon introduced into Generation 4 that has access to 3 abilities, the first of which being Speed Boost, which is a great offensive ability that allows this Pokemon to boost its speed by 1 stage for every turn that it stays in for the full turn of battle. And its second ability is also another great offensive ability in Tinted Lens, which allows this Pokemon to double the damage of not very effective attacks it uses against its opponents, essentially allowing it to have virtually unresisted stabs depending on what it's matched up against, so long as it doesn't have a 4 times resistance to one of its attacks. And finally, for its last ability, it is known as Frisk, which allows this Pokemon to see its opponent's item upon entering the battle. Stat-wise though, defensively, Yanmega possesses a base 86 HP stat, 86 defense stat, and 56 special defense stat, which honestly, for a Pokemon that's often regarded as just a special sweeper, is not that bad, especially in the physical defensive department. As for its offenses though, it has a base 76 physical attack, a base 116 special attack, and also a base 95 speed stat, which allows this Pokemon to deal a lot of damage with mostly special moves, but even on some physical sets if you would like to run them, due to the effect of how Tinted Lens works and allowing this Pokemon to hit very hard regardless of your opponent's typing. But with all this in mind, Yanmega currently finds itself in the RU tier. So with that, let's take a look at the first moveset that I have for you in this video. So for this first moveset, we're going to be running Yanmega as a special Tinted Lens attacker. So we're going to start this one off by giving it either a Timid nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, or a Naive nature to boost its speed but lower its special defense, and then going with the Tinted Lens ability. As for the EVs, we're going to put 252 into its special attack, 4 into its special defense, and 252 EVs into its speed stat to give it its maximum special attack and speed possible. And for the item on this offensive set, going either with the Choice Scarf to boost its speed while locking it into a move, Choice Specs to boost its special attack while locking it into a move, a Life Orb to increase the damage of all of its attacks at the cost of losing 10% of its health every time it damages an opponent, Leftovers to allow this Pokemon to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn, which can be very good on this Pokemon, especially because it is 4 times weak to Stealth Rock, or we could run Psyche MZ on the set to be used in combination with one move, which I'll talk about in just a second, to make this even more of a deadly offensive set. But for the moves, our first attack is going to be Bug Buzz to be our main stab bug-type stab, which is going to be doing a lot of damage, even to things resisting it because of the Tinted Lens ability. Then also for an additional stab option, we're also going to be running Air Slash to be our main stab flying-type move, which also has a really nice chance to flinch opponents, which can come in handy very frequently. Then for our third attack, we're going to run a coverage move, either in the form of Giga Drain, Psychic, or Shadow Ball. Giga Drain being a great option because it'll allow this Pokemon to recover some health, which is always beneficial for Yanmega because of its Stealth Rock weakness, but Psychic and Shadow Ball can also be really great options for a really good neutral coverage against whatever you're up against if you do so happen to be matched up against something that does 4 times resist one of your stab attacks. But finally, for the last one on the set, we could either run U-Turn, which will be doing a good bit of damage whenever you switch out with this Pokemon and granting you some momentum and switch initiative, which is why it's also recommended to possibly run the Naive nature, because this will be doing more damage, obviously, if you are running that over Timid, because you won't be lowering your physical attack. But we could also run Hypnosis in combination with possibly Psyche MZ on the set as well, to not only put something to sleep, but also give you a +1 speed boost when doing so. But for the last option, a more defensive option, we could also run Roost to allow this Pokemon to recover a significant amount of HP to allow it to last a lot longer in battle. As for this next moveset, I'm going to be showing off a physical Tinted Lens set that Yanmega can also make use of. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Jolly Nature to boost its speed but lower its special attack, going with the Tinted Lens ability, and this time an EV spread of 252 attack, 4 special defense, and 252 speed EVs to max out its physical attack and speed. And for the item on the set, either running a Choice Scarf to boost its speed while locking it into a move, a Choice Band to boost its physical attack while locking it into a move, or an Insect Plate to boost the power of your bug-type attacks, which is going to be really the main type of attacks that you're going to be wanting to use on this set. But for the moves, our first stab bug move is going to be Leech Life, which is another great option for this Pokemon to use for recovery, similarly to Giga Drain in the previous set, because this Pokemon is weak to Stealth Rock, so this will allow you to recover a pretty significant chunk of health when being used against an opponent, and also keeping in mind that it's pretty much unresisted unless you are up against something that 4 times resists bug moves, making this a really great option for recovery and just also a great option for offense. Then we're going to be going with Aerial Ace as our main stab flying type attack, because it's really the best flying type physical move that it gets. and then also running U-turn, which is really going to be one of the main moves of the set, because this Pokemon is very good on a physical Tinted Lens set of just switching in and U-turning out on stuff to be able to do a significant chunk of damage in the process and grant you momentum into switching something else, or switching into something else on your team. So U-turn is probably what you want to go with more often than not, especially if running it with a choiced item. But either way, U-turn can just deal a significant amount of damage on this particular set because of Tinted Lens and our physical investment. That is just a really great option overall. Kind of think like Genesect, but a little bit of a less desirable typing. But for your last move on the set, we can run either additional coverage in the form of Night Slash to be a powerful dark type move, or even run Quick Attack on the set to give it a little bit of priority, which can be very cool because this is going to be a virtually unresisted priority move. But we could also again run Hypnosis to give this Pokemon the ability to put stuff to sleep, which is an invaluable utility when being matched up against an opponent's team, as they can't attack you when they're asleep. But moving on to the third moveset of this video, and back to the special attacking sets, we're going to start this one off by going with either a Timid nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, or a Modest nature to boost its special attack but lower its physical attack, and then this time going with the Speed Boost ability to grant us a +1 boost to our speed stat for every turn that this Pokemon remains out on the battlefield. And for the EVs this time, like I said, going back to the special spread, we're going to put 252 into its special attack and speed to max both of those out, while putting 4 into its special defense. And for the item, either going with a Life Orb to boost the damage of all of our attacks at the cost of losing 10% of our health every time we damage an opponent, or a Focus Sash, which can be a very great option for this Pokemon, especially when being used in a lead position, because it will allow it the opportunity to damage things more easily, as it will live at least one attack from its opponents with 1 HP remaining as long as the Focus Sash stays intact, which can be a very good thing to use when in a lead position. But for the moves, our first one on the set is going to be Protect, which is going to guarantee us at least one free turn of Speed Boost, which will essentially allow this Pokemon to set up very easily by boosting its speed stat this way, and then going with our main stab, flying, and bug type attacks in the form of Bug Buzz and Air Slash to give us Pokemon some really great stab coverage just overall that it can damage things very easily. Finally, though, for the last move on the set, we are going to go either with Giga Drain to have a good grass-type attack that'll also recover some health, which can be very beneficial, or going with a Hidden Power in Hidden Power Ground or Hidden Power Fire, keeping in mind that on this set, we don't have Tinted Lens, so we do need a little bit more type coverage, so Hidden Power Ground and Hidden Power Fire are especially good when being used against opposing Steel-type Pokemon that resist your stab attacks and would also be resisting Giga Drain. Now, if you don't want to, though, you don't have to run Protect on this set, and can actually just opt for Hidden Power Fire or Hidden Power Ground in that move slot as well, but Protect can be a really good security option to allow this Pokemon to at least guarantee that one speed boost that it could need to possibly sweep your opponent's team. Finally, for the last moveset of this video, we're going to be running Yanmega in a bit more of a defensive way to take advantage of its pretty good HP and physical defense stats. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Bold Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, going back to the Tinted Lens ability and an EV spread of 248 HP, 252 defense, and 8 speed EVs to maximize its physical bulk while giving it as high of an HP number as we can while keeping it at an odd number because it is weak to Stealth Rock, and putting a couple more points into its speed. And since this is a more defensive set, Leftovers is going to be our item of choice to allow this Pokemon to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. But for the moves on this moveset, our first one is going to be Defog to allow this Pokemon to get rid of all the hazards on the battlefield, specifically to support itself, as it does have that 4x Stealth Rock weakness, but also its teammates, which can be very useful for a Pokemon like this, that a lot of Pokemon won't expect to even run this move. Then we're going to be running either Bug Buzz or U-Turn to be a bug type attack for us. Obviously Bug Buzz hitting significantly harder than U-Turn, but U-Turn having that added utility of being able to switch in and out of battle, which is very useful for more defensive Pokemon like this one in the particular set that we're running. And then we're going to run Air Slash to be our main stab flying type attack, which again, because of the Tinted Lens ability, along with Bug Buzz and also U-Turn if you're going with that, will actually be virtually unresisted against things that you're matched up against, which allows Yanmega, even on a more defensive set, to deal some pretty significant damage without a lot of type coverage. But finally, for the last move, we're going to be going with Roost to allow this Pokemon to recover a significant portion of its HP, while also simultaneously removing its flying typing, which can be beneficial in certain situations, and allow this Pokemon to just last a lot longer in battle to then either defog later or continue to damage opponents with its powerful special attacks, while also simultaneously taking some powerful physical attacks that are being directed at this Pokemon. But anyways, everybody, that is it for this video on Yanmega. So thank you all for watching, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.